Good evening, I'm Justin Betty. Polls open across Wisconsin in just 13 hours, and this year the state is getting a lot of attention as one of the key battleground states in the race for president. Newswatch 12's Cooper Henkel spoke to a Wisconsin political science professor and local voters today to get a sense about what voters here in the Northwoods are thinking this year. He joins us now live in studio with more. Cooper?
Justin, Dr. Catherine Kramer sat down with voters all across Wisconsin before writing her 2016 book called The Politics of Resentment. Today I spoke with Dr. Kramer about what she found back then, and then spoke to some local voters myself to let them explain in their own words how they feel.
Political identity is more than just our race, class, and gender. According to Dr. Kramer, whether you live in an urban or rural area is a big part of that too.
It's a widespread sense wherever you are in the state, in a smaller community, that they're just not getting their fair share.
My first question for the voters: how did you come to your decision this year?
America right now is at this kind of boiling turning point. So looking at the factors that have led to it and the things that I think are going to provide solutions.
It's less how it was in the 1950s or 60s, and so it becomes almost, in many regards, more of a, throw a dart at a dartboard and wherever it sticks.
Who's the candidate that's not just in it for themselves, for money, for their own personal agenda of their party? Who is out for the good of our nation rather than themselves?
Dr. Kramer says it's not surprising to see rural Americans skeptical of urban, centralized centers of political power.
I feel like people in the cities making the decisions don't know them, don't understand what their challenges are, and don't actually even like them.
Which brings us to question 2. Do you see rural views represented by the candidates?
No, I don't think that nationwide politics right now are really encompassing everything that rural voters are going to be facing.
Representation or otherwise, I just think politicians in general have kind of lost sight of their purpose.
I don't feel like the people are really well represented at all. A lot of the political ads and stuff I see aren't necessarily more or less about the people. A lot of that is just kind of, make this guy look bad or make that guy look bad.
Kramer says the winning candidates are usually the ones people think are most like them.
The way we decide whom we favor is very much about how we see ourselves in the world and the kind of people that we think we ourselves are. And is a given candidate someone who respects people like me and is going to speak on behalf of people like me?
So, what does your vote mean to you?
Me voting is trying to protect that for my daughter and maybe her kids and kids again someday.
My vote to me represents my voice, my ability to say, this is what I want to see in the country, this is where I want to see us go. And I hope that other people kind of have that same view of their voice matters.
So I think it's important for everybody to go vote, regardless of who you're voting for. Because if you don't vote, you're not being heard whatsoever.
Dr. Kramer says even political junkies like herself don't make cold, calculated, policy-only voting decisions.
It's maybe not like the model of democracy we hold up in our textbooks, but it is the way many of us make our political choices, that thing of relying on identity.
We'll see which candidates convince the people of Wisconsin that they best understand what it means to be from the Northwoods tomorrow. Justin?